Good afternoon, everyone. Oops. Let's get situated. Okay, I don't have anything to start with, so Matt?
Well, I don't really have anything that I think that I can ask that you'll have an answer to, but why don't I try anyway? What's your understanding of the situation in Russia right now with Wagner, Prigozhin, with the Russian generals?
So we've obviously seen the various reports coming out and the statements from the Kremlin. We don't have any independent assessment to offer on the status of Yevgeny Prigozhin or any of the Russian generals. We continue to monitor the situation very closely. Secretary spoke at this at length yesterday, and I don't have anything further to add to what he said. Yeah, well, Alex, we'll come to you early because I know you want. Yeah. I know you have a pressing engagement.
I appreciate that.
Try to accommodate you.
We'll talk about that later as well.
Okay.
Satellite pictures indicate that Wagner mercenaries found a new home in Belarus. Is there any investigation on your end, or anything you can share about your finding?
I don't have any assessment to offer about the location of either Yevgeny Prigozhin or other Wagner officials in Belarus. I will say, as we said previously, that the decision to welcome Wagner into Belarus would be another sign that the Lukashenko regime is siding with the needs and the interests of Vladimir Putin over the needs of his own people. The presence of Wagner has never been a stabilizing operation anywhere that they've gone.
Thank you. Do you have any reaction to media reports that Wagner mercenaries will no longer fight in Ukraine because Prigozhin rejected a deal contract with Russian defense minister?
I don't have any comment on the veracity of those reports. I would say we've seen Wagner troops commit atrocities in Ukraine. We've seen them attacking civilians and civilian infrastructure. So were that to be true, we would obviously welcome it. But I think, as always with statements that come out of Russia, that come out of Wagner, you have to take them with more than just a grain of salt. We've seen repeated instances of them saying one thing and doing the other. So I think I'll wait to see, before we make any assessment of whether that's accurate or not, I'll wait to see the facts on the ground, how they develop.
Let
me finish that, Alex,
I know. I'm going to borrow a very familiar tactic from Matt Lee by asking, I'm not hopeful to hear anything new about the negotiation process, but unless you want to surprise us, impress us.
About what?
About the end of the negotiation process as in Armenia.
So I would say the Secretary himself is going to speak to this in just a little over an hour. We believe that the talks have been constructive. The Secretary is meeting this afternoon again, both individually with the foreign ministers from both Armenia and Azerbaijan, and then we'll hold a meeting with the two of them together. And then he'll speak, as I said, publicly at 2:30 or so to talk about how the talks have gone, and I would encourage you to head over there and watch his remarks.
Any future plans to invite them back in Horizon sometimes?
I wouldn't want to comment on potential meetings before the one that's taking place now has even concluded. So, yeah, go ahead.
Just back to Russia, would you agree with the comments of the EU foreign policy, Josep Borrell, this morning that said, basically, the exact quote was, a weaker Putin is a greater danger to the West and to everyone else?
So I would just say that instability in a major country like Russia, a major military power like Russia, is always something that would be concerning, is always something that is concerning, and something that we pay attention to. It's something we were watching closely over the weekend, and something that we will continue to monitor very closely. I would add, as an addendum to that, of course, whatever the situation, we will always take whatever actions are necessary to defend the interests of the United States.
So does that mean that you agree with the premise that there is instability in this major country called Russia?
I'm not going to comment on Borrell's comments. I'll just say that I thought you were asking me if I agreed with his comments.
No. You said instability is a major. Instability in a major country like Russia is always concerning. So are you saying that there is instability in Russia?
I would say the events over the weekend were certainly not a mark. Not a mark of stability. In terms of what happens going forward, I think it all remains very much to be seen.